everyone, and peace be upon you. Thank you for once again joining us on today's episode of this hip hop making talk show. I'm your host, Zana Babakura. I feel deeply honored to have with me in the studio today our guests, our erudites, the galaxy of intellectuals, who will be sharing their overall opinion on the topics of themed Girl Child Education Initiative GCEI. I do have by my right Yusuf Garbazongo from one of the renowned institutions, Medjugorje Capital School. Yusuf, you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
And by my left is Stephanie Cyril Eze, still from Medjugorje Capital School. Stephanie, you are welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And next to her is Abba Ali Hamidu from an institution whose students exhibit a positive outlook and attitude in every activity, Medjugorje Innovative School. Abba Ali, you are welcome as well. As this is a broad topic of discussion that covers many important concepts and concerns, we do want to address as many questions as we can, but then when I think of time constraint, I just feel like let's create time. I know Yusuf is equal to the task. Yusuf, help us create time.
No, we can't create time.
You
So
can't,
good.
Stephanie, can you?
Yes.
And you, Abali? Okay. Let us not waste too much time. Let us manage time since you guys failed to create time. Now, we all are concerned about this topic that is exerting its influences in so many ways, and I believe it should be considered the most poetical topic in the world. Yusuf, as a student of Great Insight, I would like you to help us know who a girl child as a term is.
A girl child, in an explanatory way, I can say a girl child is what I call a gift. A
Okay.
gift to her family and a gift to the world. Do you know what the content of that gift?
I do really want to know.
The content is nothing but what the family and the society wants it to be. So individuals might say a girl child is only meant to be at home or to be in a husband's house. Then she would be, because that is what they think their gift is supposed to be. But what if we say we want our gift to be a productive self to our family and the society? Then surely she would be,
Should be true.
because that is what we want our gift to be. So my definition for a female child is not only based on her gender, but also how she's been handled and prioritized by the family and the society.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. Let me hear from Stephanie.
Well, a girl child is a female person. She's a biological female offspring. She can be a girl, a daughter, a mother, a wife, an auntie, etc.
Thank you, Stephanie. And Apali.
A girl child. A girl child, according to the dictionary or so on, a girl child is a biological offspring between birth to a teenage. But here, we in this aspect, we mean a girl. Here, a girl child is not only from birth to 18 years old. She is our mother, our aunt, our sister, and so on and so forth.
I now know who a girl child is according to your own definitions. Thank you so much. Education, I believe, is a word that we hear every day. You know, it has different parastatals. You hear of ministries of education, you hear of commissioner of education, you hear of education bodies, education sectors. What is the concept of education, if I may ask, Yusuf?
Okay? Education is a gateway to success, which is achieved when we get some basic qualities like attitudes, skills, and knowledge, which will help us to lead and utilize our lives properly. Like the knowledge and the skills, it can help in giving us more awareness, making life better, and also help us to explore our own thoughts and ideas, thereby making some positive difference. And then the most important part of knowledge, which is the part of education, which is the attitudes. The good attitude a truly educated person acquires can help him to have some kind of great behavioral qualities, like leading others to the path of success, behaving in well manner all the time. You will just get to realize that his or her life is adjusted in the best way.
Centered to education sector.
Yes, of course. So education is just simply what we acquire by reading, practicing, and experiencing.
True is what we acquire by reading, practicing, and experiencing. Having known the two different terms, education and a girl child, Abadi would be letting us know the notion of girl child education.
A girl child education is this strategy of development which involve educating our girl child to a better life. That's what I think.
Thank you so much, Abba Ali. Still getting to Yusuf. Putting into consideration the education of a girl child in our contemporary society, what do you think is most responsible when it comes to people discouraging girl child's education? What are these factors affecting their education?
Okay. The factors affecting a female child education can be in so many different ways. Like, for example, the major one is poverty. When a girl child is unfortunate that her parents are poor, then their main aim will be money to survive instead of money to send their children to school. So poverty plays a major role in stopping a female child from being educated.
Like when a situation warrants in a family where the one is a boy and the other is a girl, it's most obvious that the boy is being sent to school and the girl is neglected.
Yes, like in other families, they have this ideology. Maybe even if they are rich, some families have this ideology of saying a female child is not supposed to go to school because they think the input a female child can bring to the family economy can never be that so high.
So they feel like, she's just a girl. Why
yes,
can't
she can contribute less. So they consider it economically unwise to send their female children to school. So this is a family factor that also affects a female child education. And also there are some parents that think that sending a female child to acquire knowledge is low reflecting their cultural norms. So they think by letting her being educated, she might fail her perception of being a better mother and a wife.
Some would even feel it's even a stigma for other people.
Yes, it might be in form of stigma. So these are just the family factors that might affect a female child education. And also when we come to the society, more especially in rural societies, there are some people that have the instinct of saying a female child going to school contributes less to her family and as well the society, which they are also wrong. And also in organizations, companies, and factories, the ideology some people have that a female child or a woman can never be as dedicated and contributive to a company or a factory as a man. So, which leads to systemic gender bias that disempowers women.
So these are return neglecting girl child education.
Yes, that leads to neglection of their education.
Yusuf, I learned that there are some cultures or culture plays an effective and a major role in bringing about discouraging girl child education. But then do you believe that there is something like outdated cultures and traditions?
Something about outdated cultures or traditions. This is something we are not supposed to even consider at all. Because there are some people that don't think that it's even part of the religion, stopping a female child from being educated, which is not. Let's take, for example, the two major religions we have here, Christianity and Islam. None of these religions mention that a female child is only meant to be at home. More to that, in Islam, hadith even emphasized that every male and female child to seek for knowledge. So we cannot let that to be a factor affecting a female child education. These factors, we need to eliminate them, even if they're less.
Sure, truly, we are going to definitely eliminate them. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Girls generally in our society play multiple roles that go beyond numbers and statistics. Stephanie, I believe, can tell us more about these roles. Stephanie, enlighten us on the roles of a girl child.
A girl child is a home caretaker. She uses her motherly instinct and skills to take care of the home properly. I remember how my mom would give me a first aid treatment whenever I had injured myself, even before I could see any doctor. I also remember how my mom would make a meal timetable just for the management of the foodstuff at home. And she always makes sure that we have a balanced diet at home. My mother, or I would say every mother in the universe, makes a house a home. Although this one might sound funny, but the first school of every child is on the lap of his mother.
True.
If you have noticed, a child that has a mother does extremely well at school than those that don't.
It's most obvious, true.
Women undeniably contribute to the society's transition from pre-literate to literate. In the early stage of Islam, women fought side by side with their men, and in some cases even fought bravely. We can remember our great and renowned Queen Queen Amina from Kaduna State, Zaria, and her great conquest. Women have been and are still are being very great saints, scholars, poets, writers, leaders, reformers, administrators at all spheres of life. Women have multifaceted assets to influence the cultural environment by engaging in activities such as bead making, creative art, hairdressing, cultural dance, catering, etc. A woman that impacted the society through her creative art is our very renowned Ladi Kwali.
Of course, she's renowned.
Women are mothers of a nation. They train up their children in a civil manner, and those children grow up to be members of the society. Therefore, reduces the chances and rates of social vices such as kidnapping, armed robbery, stealing, killings, and dirtiness in the society. Those are a few rules.
Indeed, these are just in multiples that one cannot even mention. They are just up to infinity. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Getting to Abba Ali. Emphasis on girl child education is yet to reach its full potential. We'd like you to help us know the importance of educating a girl child.
Importance of girl child education cannot be mentioned easily, but I can mention a few of them. First, improve health. Educated girls can bring an awareness of the importance of hygiene and health. Through education, they can lead a healthy lifestyle. The women that are educated can cater for their children better. Second, dignity and honor. The women that are educated are now looked upon dignity, honor, and respect. Third, educated girls can make the country's future to be brighter and better. For example, we can take a perfect example from the Minister of Finance, which is Zainab Adam, and also the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, who is Sadia Umar Farouk. Last but not the least, the country's economy can grow faster if more and more women become financially strong, thereby reducing poverty.
It's all about bringing development to the country, India, and in our various societies. This is just an enlightenment that make me even wish I'm having a girl child. It's even something very proudly for you to have, or for a man to present someone, as his daughter, his wife, or his mother as a doctor, an engineer, a scholar, or holding any of these high-profile offices, just bringing about societal development. Thank you so much, Abba Ali. We are coming to the end of today's program, but then I believe to every challenge or program, there must be a solution. Stephanie would be letting us know the solutions to the concepts and responses aforementioned concerning girl child education. What are these solutions?
Well, talking on the family level, the male children could enlighten their parents on the education of a girl child. They could let their parents know that that educating a girl child is a profit and not a loss. Secondly, the society could help the girl can help the girl in her education. The government and the members of the society should invest and sponsor her education, especially if the parents are poor. The government can sponsor her education and help her to be at her best. Thirdly, the educated girls in the society should be a role model for the uneducated girls. They should show the society that there are no harm in educating a girl child by the character that they display in the society. Fourthly, talk shows like this one should enlighten the society that there are no harm in educating a girl child, that educating a girl child helps her to be at her best, brings out the potentials in her, and improves her to impact the society with it. that the girl child is not just meant to be in the four corners of the kitchen, not just meant to be in the four corners of the bedroom, but if you give her a chance and you educate her,
she's definitely going to be in the four corners of the world.
yes.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Globally, education is a fundamental human right of every child, whether boy or girl, able or unable to acquire basic education. It's being considered the bedrock to any development of any society. It's been said very oftenly that if you educate a girl child, you educate a nation, and this is because she will turn out to be a useful citizen. Remember, the purpose of the initiative is to basically give a capacity building, training the mind, and any other thing progressing in nature that can actually help a girl child to become a woman with means. Okay, here we come to the end of today's episode. Special appreciations to